Hi, my name is Brian Colbert and I'd like to talk to you about our upcoming Leadership and Management Seminar. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about leadership, they think that's something that people have naturally. There's people that can lead quite naturally. And in a manner, part of that is actually true. The reality is that when we're activated, there's a part of our brain, the paralimbic system, that is activated in the context of where leadership is required. And that's helped us to survive and thrive as a culture, as a species. Now, we're going to put you in a context where you're going to discover, how do you respond when leadership is required? Are you active? Are you passive? Are you dominant? Are you submissive? Are you aggressive? What way do you respond in terms of when a leadership is required of you or of the group? Once we've done that, you'll have learned your basic style and your stress response. Then we're going to move into a much more deeper level. We're going to look at, what is your propensity to lead? When you are appointed leader, how do you lead? Are you a meta leader, as in do you create a movement and get people to follow you? Or are you a macro leader? Do you create a path and tell people how to get to where they need to go? And then we'll look at your style of leadership, your micro approach to leadership. And you're going to find that leadership is very often dictated by the environment, not just by the people or the actors in the environment. You're going to find basically what will happen is that there's certain styles that are suited to certain contexts. Now, you may be naturally collaborative as a leader, you may be a consensus-based leader, you may be a cheerleader type leader, you may be a mismatcher. All of those styles are actually appropriate in certain contexts, and we're going to show you exactly how to develop that capacity to do that in a particular context. Now, on top of that, we're going to begin to look at how leadership functions overall. And there's 4 basic elements for that. The first one is, how do you manage yourself? How do you manage your mind, your moods, and your stressors? The second one then is, how do you communicate your message? How do you deliver your message to your group, to your team, to your organization? And then the third one is, how do you plan? How do you strategize? How do you develop your plans to lead successfully? How do you actually do that? We're going to draw from lessons of very successful leaders to teach you how to do that. And ultimately then, what we're going to show you is how to handle the problem space. How do you lead through resistance? How do you lead and manage change? And how do you deal with conflict? And how do you handle a problem when it arises? So we're going to give you tools, creativity tools, to be able to think outside the box, to be able to come up with new ideas. Because one of the key skills is not just doing the same thing, it's about doing something different. They're the key things that make leaders really stand out. And if you want to be one of those leaders, if you want to be able to lead your team or your organization, your group to success much more effectively, then we'd love to hear from you.